Next up, another rider slightly out of order than what we would tend to expect him, Andy Kolb.
Yeah, unfortunately had to go to the Q2 yesterday, but he put it all back together and got the bike through the second race.
He had a big crash in Lidal in the rocks. Josh posted on social and said, I've crashed in better places.
My goodness. A lot of these rocks don't move very much, but I'm pretty sure he rearranged a couple of them yesterday. He said it was very stiff and it was difficult for him to get back into the momentum. Had his own drama this morning during practice with some mechanical issues, just getting caught up in the rocks. So it was a bit of a fluster down there early. Hopefully he can reset this afternoon and focus on the task at hand.
Yeah, another rider we talked about earlier on with Valley Hole, who's been through the ringer of all the team drama that's gone on. He's 0.4 of a second faster here, Andy Kolb. But what's the second split going to tell us? 1.1 now, Josh.
1.1. Andy Kolb has been on the edge of that race-winning time this season. He's been charging hard. That drama around him, that business drama of the team definitely has its effect. But Andy still riding free, still riding for himself here.
He's one of the taller riders, which will help him to be able to absorb these sharp rocks and then through the bottom section carry speed as well.
Andy Kolb really, really popular everywhere we go, getting roared on by this Canadian.
Triples into the woods there.
Huge! Andy Kolb on a tear here in Mont-Sainte-Anne.
Andy Kolb will Ronnie Mack hitting the front door hard as he comes into the next split.
1.2 seconds.
He's lost a little bit there. Might have been that little pucker valve moment through the trees, but he's got a couple of corners to go. This is solid from Andy Kolb here today.
Just sat down quickly, grabbed a couple of pedal strokes, tries to keep the bike on the deck across the hip jump. It's Andy Kolb heading for the hot seat in Mont-Sainte-Anne. Just 2 gap jumps to go now. Andy Kolb for the last time in 2025. Is he going to head into the hot seat? The Austrian national champion crosses the line and goes fastest by 0.7 of a second in Mont-Sainte-Anne.
Made it. It was well within his wheelhouse.
Ronan Dunn for Mondraker Factory Racing. Of all the elite men to win a UCI Downhill World Cup, exactly 50% of them have backed it up with a second win. Ronan Dunn put himself in that club in Ligier earlier on this season. What has he got in store for us in Mont-Sainte-Anne today?
A couple of corners in, he is pedaling where you're not supposed to be pedaling. Ronan Dunn is fired up here this afternoon. This is a good, solid course for Ronan. He can build off that momentum from winning in Ligier. Look at him charging hard.
You can see the aggression from him. He's carrying a little more pace than we've seen from any other rider so far.
58 elite men's winners, that is in the history of the sport. 29 of them backing it up with a second win. So Dunn has already got himself into some rarefied air. He's 1/10 of a second fastest at the first split. He's still 900ths now, 163 beats per minute on the Whoop Live as he moves down through the woods here in Mont-Sainte-Anne.
This is the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Hold your breath. 171 on the Whoop data into the chunkiest and consequential section of the course. Dunn is charging it.
Ronan Dunn goes really, really low.
Did his hand just come off the bar?
Oh! Tire and the rear wheel goes.
Oh, that was set up early. He had some drama coming in. He was unsettled.
Ronan Dunn, not for the first time in 2025. We're left wondering what could have been. Oh, Nico Mullally.
There's nothing you can say about that. He was charged.
Next up, it's the comeback kid, Dakota Norton from Mondraker Factory Racing, the American rider.
Huge injury in the offseason, broke his pelvis, which really takes a lot of time to come back from. And this season's really just been a bonus for him. I think he, at one point, wasn't sure where he'd even make it back this season, but to make it back at the 3rd round and just build momentum from there, I know it hasn't come as quickly as he's wanted it to, but he's cemented himself back in the top 10 in the last few rounds.
Gaz lost 1.3 in the first split, but a little under a second in the second split. A little bit of swagger, not mad about it.
Really, really nicely done off there. Dakota Norton won the Fox US Open in Killington earlier in the year, and you could see a bit of relief on his face after that result, Nico.
Yeah, it gave him some confidence, just proof that he was back. Pretty competitive field there that day, and just building back at the end of this season.
1.6, he's fine time here.
Yeah, so 1.6, that's definitely possible in this next section. He's normally really good at finishing races. No matter where the splits are, he's fast at the end of races.
Right up there in the top 2 or 3 times through the speed trap as well. He's just got the left-hander, and then this is the all or nothing rock section in Mont-Sainte-Anne. Lidal beckons for Dakota
Norton. Look how quick he entered that rock garden.
Look at the entrance speed for Dak. He's got the high-rise bars and using them to his advantage. Just like a Supercross Whoop section for him now. Great exit, gets the backside, a couple of strong pedal strokes here. This is a strong
huge off of that one.
For Norton.
Can he triple in here?
Dakota Norton heads out in the open briefly and head into the second half. Can he get the big pull across here? Doesn't go for it. Heads in for the trees.
He misses that little bit of momentum, but he gets the
This
good
is going to
double
be
jump.
tight here at the last split.
This is going to be mega tight. I think some time's going to come back his way.
4/10 of a second now. The gap between Andy Cole and the Dakota Norton as he starts to get a move on. We said he builds as the run goes on, but my goodness, he's found some time in the rocks of Mont-Sainte-Anne. Dakota Norton, the man in blue, emerges out into the daylight of Mont-Sainte-Anne. Is he about to hit the hot seat? Here comes the American rider down the line from Mondraker Factory Racing. Goes second fastest by 0.3 of a second. Andy Cole knows that he survived. A big swing there from the Vergier takes flight in Mont-Sainte-Anne.
Vergier rider. We do expect to step up and charge here at the end of the season. He had such a close race result in La Tuile. He's been there and thereabouts on the brand new team for 2025. He's comfortable there. He's been lifted by the level of Amory and Miriam and the juniors.
This man riding his own battle today was third for so long this season in the overall, but Lucas Shaw, with that second place last week, overtook him in the top 3 in the overall and needs to beat the American today, Nico.
Yeah, and what an impressive experience from him just to be back. Like that crash that he had last weekend in the first sector of that race was one of the worst we've seen all season.
0.8 of a second back at the first sector, but Vergier looked absolutely lightning down there. Down in through this little gully, got hooked up slightly. Vergier, nice exit though.
Boris always so calm on the bike. He weights it really well, and he's one of the guys that just deceptively goes so quick.
Won here the very first time he was here in 2013 as a junior. No wins since then for Vergier. Gets that big pull across there and just nerfs his way past that pad so delicately. Goes really tight inside there. Here he comes.
Triples into the woods there, super smooth.
Now we get to see how much time that's worth on exit.
I think that triple in there is going to be key this afternoon. If you come up a little bit short, it kind of robs you of a little bit of momentum.
Yeah,
and look at that.
4/10 with that triple almost alone, but he was smooth through the top half as well, Nico.
Yeah, he appears to be carrying good speed. Definitely not one of the more powerful riders. He excels on the more technical terrain, but he's doing a good job of getting this bike across the flat to the finish.
Lars Vergier heads out, listen to the crowd down at the bottom here in Mont-Sainte-Anne. One of their favourites, the Frenchman, crosses the line to round out his 2025, goes fourth. 2.9 seconds back this afternoon for us. Troy Brosnan on course in Mont-Sainte-Anne.
Whoa, nice and aggressive out of that first corner. That was similar to what we saw from Ronan Dunn. I like the beginning of this track from Troy Brosnan.
Really
here.
nice there. Cut that pole on the way through. Won his junior UCI World Champs title here back in 2010, 15 years ago. Nicely done through there, Brosnan. We wait for the second split to see how well this is going, but to my eyes, it's looked good so far.
It's a good solid charge for the minute.
Gets that nice gap out of the woods, which should open up this turn and give him some exit speed.
Dave Fox looking on at the bottom back end, just swapping around underneath him on the canyon. Brosnan skidding the surface of the track.
See how quick he's going into that wood section.
1.7 back. We know that is in touch at this point. Colby was very, very good up there.
Did he just bounce off the tree then?
It looked like he slid a little more than he wanted to exiting that turn, so he's going to really need to clean it up if he wants to get that 1.7 back.
Oh, you can feel that outside. He had to turn through it, but it does carry some good extra speed at the bottom here. Gets the full jump, gets the massive gap to Watata. Troy is going to bring this home here today.
Triple into the woods there smoothly.
Alifa Osgard won the junior women's race earlier on today, so Canyon Collective going for their third win of the day. It's looking good. Turn this around. It's 1.5 seconds now, but he's running out of racetrack.
He gets that triple into the woods, so there is time to be made. He's got a couple of corners to go. If anyone can bring back a little bit more time, it's Troy Brosnan straight out of Adelaide, South Australia.
Across the hip jump, Troy Brosnan, just a corner and a couple of gap jumps to go. Is he heading towards the hot seat here in Mont-Sainte-Anne? Troy Brosnan crosses the line and goes fourth, 0.8 of a second back off the hot seat time of Andy Cole.
He only has one win so far this season, but there's been a few occasions where a crash or mechanical took him out while he was ahead.
He's been unlucky, hasn't he, in 2025, but this first sector, Josh, could tell us a lot about what Amory Piron is in the mood for this afternoon.
That's right, had a broken collarbone earlier in the year, recovered from that, riding well. Amory's been on form the last couple of rounds. He had a big crash last weekend in Lake Placid, pedaling hard into these double jumps here. This should carry some good amount of speed into the first speed trap.
You see Troy Brosnan watching on alongside Max Commensal, the monitor, the team manager's area there, timing screen. And you can see Piron 1/10 of a second back at the first split. Next up, it's the title battle. Goldstone versus Bruni starts with the next run. Oh, really nicely done over to the right-hand side.
Oh, we all hold our breath as he makes his way out of it, gets a couple of pedals in.
Just getting worked so much lower towards the handlebars throughout those rocks, but so physically strong. Piron. Next up, look who's in the gate, the UCI Downhill World Champion. Going for an overall title. Jackson Goldstone up next. But for the time being, let's watch Amaury Piron.
Gets the rhythm section well, slightly hung up.
Here's the next split, 1.6. He's lost 0.3 of a second, Nico.
Yeah, he's very close with a couple other riders. He can go 2 positions higher if he can really nail this last sector.
Really, really detailed stuff from Piron, but is all the details going to add up as he heads towards the final parts of his 2025 season? Nearly goes out the front door, across the gap jump. Amaury Piron crosses the line, goes 5th fastest, 0.8 of a second. There's nothing between them at the front of this one.
The rainbow jersey against one of the future greatest of all times in Canada on Mont-Sainte-Anne. It comes down to this moment. Jackson has qualified 3rd. Loic Bruni is 1st. It is all up to Jackson right now.
In the hot seat, Andy Kolb looks on. Nico Mullally.
That was an incredible start. You saw how far he jumped out of that turn. He's really going to have to use his strength to his advantage. He and Loic have opposite strength. Jackson's better in the more technical sections. Loic's a really powerful rider. He's going to have to make as big of an advantage as he can in the wood.
This is where Kolb started to go backwards, and this is where we expect Jackson Goldstone to step up, gets the full gap over the Stevie Smith drop.
Down behind the bars across the Stevie Smith drop. A Canadian going for an overall title on home soil. It all makes so much sense. Here comes Jackson Goldstone. He's fired a 10th of a second, half a second now in touch.
Pre-jump over the top, nearly goes out the front door. Jackson Goldstone is on the limit and flying this afternoon.
Heads into Liddell. Here we go. Jackson Goldstone. What's he got in store for us? In here, skims
Look
across
at how fast he entered that.
Jackson Goldstone, the wall gets pushed towards the front.
That was incredible.
Dancing his way down through.
Triples out.
Don't worry about going through the rocks, just jump over them.
Oh, Goldstone, really, really nicely done for the first part of Liddell. Come out in the open, then it hit the second part of it.
Gets the triple.
Gets the triple, gets the gap, heads down again. Josh, that was so fast.
That was so fast. That was the second key moment. We're about to hit the next split. He's up! He's up!
He's up by 2 seconds. Jackson Goldstone up at sector 4. Just one to play for his 2025 season. Needs to put himself into a hot seat if he wants a chance of winning his debut elite level overall title. Here comes Jackson Goldstone in front of his home fans. Goldstone, is he going to do it? Can he make it? Goldstone crosses the line and goes fastest in Mont-Sainte-Anne by 2.2 seconds. It's advantage Goldstone in the title battle. Andy Kolb can't believe it. The fans can't believe it. That's it. That's all Goldstone can do. Over to you, Loic Bruni. He needs a 2nd or 3rd now if he wants to take the overall title. But for Goldstone, that might be enough. For the Canyon Collective. Goldstone celebrates in the finish area. Nico Mullally, do you think that is enough?
I can't answer that. That was an incredible run, but we've got Super Bruni starting last, and when he's in that position, he is dangerous.
And we've already seen Asa Vermette lay down a fastest time, so there is still time available on this track. One thing that is certain is that Goldstone has put his best foot forward this afternoon.
As Lucas Shaw enters the Dow, the penultimate rider to do so.
Oh, gets the inside hop. Couple of pedal strokes.
Is that gonna
Lucas Shaw charging hard here.
What is that going to equal by the time he gets out of this rock section as he heads into the second part of it now? Lucas Shaw for the Canyon Collective looking really fast here, Josh.
Really fast, but as the second key section, he's going to carry a good amount of exit speed into the next split.
Here's the split, 2.8 back. It's
lost a little bit
away from Shaw.
I think Jackson just hit the rock garden so well. We forget how fast he entered and hit that right turn in the rock garden. Faster than we've seen anyone all day.
Lucas Shaw, the final 2 rock gardens to go. It's not quite the run that he was hoping for, but it's a solid run to round out the season here this weekend.
Shaw down the line into 2nd place behind Jackson Goldstone. 2.2 seconds back. Andy Kolb looks on. Jackson Goldstone on his feet. There's the Canyon Collective teammates. We hear the beeps, but all beeps and no Bruni. Loic Bruni will be a DNS today, which means
Well, this means we're all in shock.
Jackson Goldstone.
Jackson doesn't know.
Can't believe it.
We spoke of this battle in the lead up to this moment. Loic Bruni is nowhere to be seen in the start hut.
Loic Bruni, a DNS, does not start. DNS confirmed by race control, which means that the title must be Goldstone's. He's gone back to the gondola, we're hearing. And that's confirmed by the announcer in the finish bowl. They're taking the timing apparatus apart by the look of it, which means that your winner today and the UCI World Cup overall title winner is looking like it's going to be Jackson Goldstone, who can't work out what's going on. Ronan Dunn's on there, Andy Kolb's on there, Lucas Shaw's on there. Drama like we've never seen before at the UCI Downhill World Cup. We're hearing that Loic Bruni has headed back towards the gondola. Is a DNS. Jackson Goldstone of the Santa Cruz Syndicate will take the win and the overall title in front of his home crowd.
Oh my God, I'm completely speechless. That was the run of my life. I mean, I knew I had to give it absolutely everything. And it wasn't pretty. I was making so many mistakes and like getting super sketchy, but the crowd was so amazing and they cheered me on every step of the way. It didn't quite feel right not battling it out with Loic. I honestly, I have no clue what happened. I don't know what the state is, but yeah, not the way I wanted to win. I was hoping it to be a good fight down to the bottom, but I mean, we got it done at the end of the day, so man, oh my God, I'm speechless right now. This is crazy. I love you guys! Yeah! Let's go! I've lost my voice already.
There's confirmation of the final results, and Lucas Shaw another second place, Andy Kolb up into third, then it was Norton, Pinkerton, Brosnan, Piron, Meyer-Smith, Vergier, Maples inside the top 10. But here he is, Jackson Goldstone, the UCI Downhill World Cup overall title holder for 2025. The first elite man to do that since Loic Bruni in 2019, who was the first one to do it since Nico Bullo in 1999. That is the caliber of athlete that we are talking about when it comes to this young man from Squamish. There's confirmation then. Jackson Goldstone is your UCI Downhill World Cup overall title winner in 2025, 178 points. Here he comes, Jackson Goldstone is your 2025 UCI Downhill World Cup overall title winner.
Took it down to the final start of the season too.
What a year of racing. You would have put your mortgage on him at one stage at the start of the year, four in a row.
Then the momentum started to go back Loic's way. He did a really good job at that key moment in Enduro to take that win and kind of keep that battle super tight and apply the pressure going into the break.
I tell you, that's not easy to do. That trophy weighs an absolute ton. Jackson Goldstone, though, hoists it high.